Hi Searl. Okay, I'm going to give you a wee tutorial on how to get a mesh into Max along with the CC character and various methods that we use and various gizmos and things. Okay, so I've got Max fired up. Okay, as you can see that there's 4 panels. There's wire, the top, front, left and perspective. We'll use the perspective because it's far easier to use. Okay, so it's quite small, so what we're going to do is make it big. Okay, we're going to click this plus button here that you see there. Okay, we click it and then we're going to go maximize viewport. Okay, so that'll make your viewport fairly big for you. Okay, keep everything as is just now. Okay, so what we're going to do is that sort of device up here. This will make you pan around everything. Okay. The things that you'll be interested in is this down in the right hand corner. Okay, there's something called pan view, the hand. Click the hand and you'll be able to move it around as well. It's fairly good for changing things. And also this one down here, field of view. If you click on that, that allows you to hold the left mouse button in and scroll in and scroll out. Okay, that's good for things as well. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to get some meshes in and we'll have a look and see what we can do. Okay, so import desktop. We're messing around already. Okay, CC mesh. Okay, right. Okay, keep everything as it is just now. Okay, now it's going to come in with a lot of lines, white lines around about. These are just normals, just forget about them. Okay, they won't appear. Okay, so there's your mesh, your CC mesh. Okay, and if you look in the left hand column where my arrow is, you'll see that there's a base body, base bone root, base eye, base teeth and base tongue. Okay, so these are the general settings, general markers for the mesh. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop into DAZ Studio. I'm going to pull that mesh in here. It doesn't matter what you use, something with a bit of a. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to export that. We're going to file, export, and we're going to call it searl's mesh. Okay, right. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to export it as a DAZ Studio. 1 unit equals 1 centimeter, but the scale we're going to drop down to 40%. This is DAZ only. Okay, so different settings for different things. If it was Bryce or Carrera or Cinema 4D, okay, again you need to readjust the scale. Okay, but if you find that for the DAZ stuff with the DAZ Studio, 40% gets you damn near what you need to do. Okay, so leave everything as is, accept that. Okay, so back into Max, and then we'll go Max, import, what do I call it? I call it searl's mesh. Searl's mesh, here we go. Okay, so important here in the OBJ import options is import a single mesh. Okay, if you don't do that, you'll find that there's all different bits when you resize things, and each part all resized individually. You don't really want that, so you just import that. Okay. Ooh, now that wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, not sure what happened there. Perfect. Okay, I thought it was just going to jump. It does it with my computer downstairs, so I'm not really sure. Right, tell you what we'll do is we'll just hit the delete button. We'll delete that. We'll go back into DAZ. Okay, we'll go File, Export, and we'll just call it override searl's mesh. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, and we'll go again DAZ Studio 100%. Okay, not sure. Change the settings maybe. Anyway, back into Max. Okay, well, import. Who knew? Eh? Open that up. Okay, again, import a single mesh. Doesn't matter about this one. Okay, import, and you should get something. Still small. Right, it's small, so you need to enlarge it. Okay, so grab this tool here, select a uniform scale up in the top bar. Okay, there. and just onto the big yellow part and just up it, up it, up it, up it, up it, up it. Okay, okay, so come a bit closer, let's spin round. Okay, right, okay, so we'll this button here, like next to it, okay, you see my arrow up top, select and move. Okay, so now you see that your gizmo is well right down the bottom, which is awkward if you're trying to work sort of close because you can't see it. Okay, so the way to get around that is to come over to the right hand panel, and you'll see this, it says create, modify, and you want hierarchy. Okay, the box with the three little boxes underneath it. So click hierarchy, and then it says adjust pivot, affect pivot only. Okay, so click that one. Now you see down here that the gizmo has changed slightly. It's got some outer boxes that are almost see-through. So grab hold of the blue one, left click and hold, and just pull it up, okay, till you get where you're comfortable with it. And then go back over here and click create. Okay, and that'll get it back to where it was. Okay. Now, okay, so the mesh is there. It's not very clear with these normals. I'm not sure how to get them off, but so as long as you've got your mesh selected over the left hand column, searl's mesh, you can see that the mesh is here. You can readjust it. Okay. Now that would probably be good enough for CC, but if you want to do it perfectly, I'll show you a few methods. Okay. Right. So how do you resize, right, or get it where you want to be? There's a few things you can do. You can adjust the bones in the avatar. Okay, so if you go over to the left hand panel, this is the easiest way to do it. Okay, click base body. Okay, that's fine. That highlights, you see the blue outline on the avatar, that highlights the avatar, not the mesh that you're trying to cover. Okay, so up to here where it says perspective and realistic, click the realistic button and go for wireframe. Okay, now that changes everything to wireframe. Use your scroll button to move in close. Okay, now you can see that there's various bones, clavicle. Just hover over them till you find what you're looking for. Upper arm, okay, that's what we're looking for. And arm twist, never, don't do the twist, you just look for the bones. Okay, forearm, so we'll look for upper arm. So when you're in that wireframe, you can see all these bones, so click upper arm. Okay, without clicking anything, go up to the select and rotate, click that one. Okay, now you can do it in this mode. As long as you don't click any of the boxes, you're fine. You can grab a hold of the pivoting gizmo. You can change things. If you click out the box, that goes off. The way to get it back is to go up to this very, very top, undo selection, click on that, and you get it back. But what you want to do is you want to go into the wireframe bit, okay, and change it to realistic. Okay, so now you can see where the arm is. So what you want to do is you want to scroll out a bit. Okay, okay, now what you can do is you can move the bones. Okay, and that just gets it to where you want to be. Okay, so that's kind of one method. Okay, so say you did that, but there was still a bit of a poke through that you weren't happy with, or whatever. So you can turn it round and you can grab a hold of it again and left click. Okay, and you can change direction as long as you pivot round without clicking outside of it, because the second you click outside it, it goes off. Okay, instead of having to redo it again, just go back into the undo scene selection, click it, and you get back the pivot menu. Okay, incidentally, Max has got this thing, sometimes you can see the bones poking through. Maybe not today. Okay, again, I'm not an expert on Max by any means, but I know a few things. Okay, so again, hold on to that, go on to the hand. Okay, so that was one method we could use to get rid of this put the arms back in the holes of the sleeves. Okay, but what about these bits that are bleeding through here? Now CC will probably cover that with the collision thing, but there's something else you can do here. So come over here, okay, to your left hand column and click your searls mesh. That will highlight this mesh. Now you have got control of the mesh over here. So back onto the right hand column, and you've got your create menu and your modify. You want to click a modify menu. Okay, so click modify. That brings up the properties for the mesh. Now, okay, so it says editable mesh. Okay, you can either click that box and go down and select either verts, edge, face, polygon, element, or you can come down here, verts, edge, face, polygon, element. Okay, experiment. Okay, so the way I do this is to go to the verts. Okay, so click on verts. Now you can see that all the blue areas, all of the vertices for the mesh. Okay, so what we want to do here now is we want to pull the mesh. Now I can click on that, and but what you want to do is go up to this select and move, and then you could pull it out like this. Okay, to your heart's content. Just undo that. Okay, but you want a wider bit. So what you come down to here is this on the right hand menu called soft selection. Click on the plus sign and click on the box that says use soft selection. Okay, now you can see that below here it's got affect back facing. This means it will affect the mesh on the front side of the mesh. So if you pull this like this, it will probably affect, it doesn't actually this one, but sometimes it will affect the front side of the mesh, but you don't want to do that. Also, it's a very large area that you're trying to pull here, so that's too big. So you want to come back down to the right hand selection menu, soft selection. This bit it says fall off. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to change that down, and if you look at the blue, come on. If you look at the blue on here, that you'll see that the area is reducing in size. For some reason it's not going automatically. No, it's all gone wrong. Right, here we go. Okay, so say something like that. Keep going down until you're happy with the mesh. Now I'll click it back facing because I don't like to use that too much. And then now you can pull it a bit, and just pull it ever so slowly, and it'll get rid of it. Okay, click on middle bit. Okay, incidentally, you could do two bits at once. What you could do is click on avert there, hold down the control key and click on avert there. That'll give you a broader area to work. Okay, you can see how that is. Okay, don't push it, just pull the verts very slowly and you'll get the desired effect. Spin it round. Again, just pull out till you're happy. Okay, so that looks good for the body. Again, you can pull and push to your heart's content. Just be careful that you don't pull too much, okay, because you'll pull the verts out of alignment, and when you convert it, it'll look like crap. Okay, so that's two methods. Okay, click back up here, right hand mesh, editable mesh. Okay, but we could also use a modifier to change things. This is my least favourite option, but it does work. Okay, so what to do is go into modifier list. Okay, there's a big white button on the right hand side edge. Go down, drop it down, and then we're going to go to this FFD 4x4x4. Click on that. It'll come up in the menu. Okay, now you can see that that's created a big orange box round about the mesh. Okay, which you can pull. But before you pull it, go back into this bit on the right hand side menu, FFD 4x4x4. Click on the black box that says plus, and then click control points. Okay, now what that'll do is that'll help activate what you want to do. So all you do now is these select, move, select and rotate, select and scale all come into play now. What I mean by that, so what you do is select and move. You can left click, hold down and select all these little points. Okay, So now watch what happens if I pull them. Okay, the mesh gets pulled. You can pull it like that. Okay, you see the box deforming. Okay, so this is another way to do things. Okay, but this is my least favourite way of doing it. Okay, but it does work quite well. Okay, so again, so you can do that. Okay, but you can see if you don't get it right, then that can happen. Okay, now, okay, a word of warning with this. Okay, to get back into an editable mesh, you have to do something. Okay, so click on FFD 4x4x4. Okay, and then just click off of it. Now, well, sorry, right, what you want to do is click on that 4x4x4, and what you want to do is right click on the mesh, okay, the yellow mesh, and then right down at the bottom, convert to, come on, there we go, sorry, convert back to editable mesh. Okay, and that gets rid of that. Okay. Okay, so I think our mesh is pretty good. It's ready to be exported. Now, do you remember how to do that? Okay, so what you've got is you've got the mesh selected. Okay, again, you can come back to here. If it wasn't selected, you come down to searl's mesh. That's okay. So what you want to do is you want to go into your modifier list on the right hand side, drop it down, and you're going to go skin wrap. Okay, right down the bottom, skin wrap. Okay, that's the only one you're interested in. Okay, and what you're going to do is click this down at the bottom here. It says weight all points. Click that, pardon me, and you're going to click add. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to click the base body. Okay, so you're going to click there. Okay, so that should have done that, and then you're going to do click convert to skin. Now it should go black momentarily. That's it. Okay, so now that's pretty much it. Okay, so what we can do is we can export it. So I just like to highlight everything, make sure everything's selected, and file, export, and desktop. Okay, we'll just call it XXX. Okay, save. Okay, so when you're doing this, it'll give you a few choices about FBX format. Choose FBX 2012, okay, because Reallusion's still very much behind on newer versions. Okay, you just have to keep everything as is and click OK. You see a green line box coming up. A bit of luck. There you go. That's it. So that's it done. So now I can go into Exchange. Yeah, you can see my serial number. But, double blank that out, I hope. Come on. Okay. So what you want to do is you do create cloth hair accessory, and you want to go to XXXX. That's the one we just made. And we want to go FBX key. And it should be CC. That one. Okay. No, it's not. It'll be the other one, I'm pretty sure. Okay, everything's a pass, so it should be alright. So this is what beef looks like with his clothes off. Who knew, eh? Right. Okay, there you go, buddy. That's it. Okay. Looks pretty good. Now, if you were trying to use a collision thing, just come down here and click searl's mesh. That will select the mesh, and you go up to the conform button, and you could calculate collision. You don't have to because it's perfect. It's perfect, Mr. Bond. Yep. Okay, that's cool. And then get rid of that. Okay, so now you're free to export it. as a custom mesh. Yeah. Okay, cool. Hope you enjoyed that. Okay, bye.